Hello there, Liverpool fans. Back with another video now. This is Ahmed. I wanted to talk about the Manchester United game, on Saturday. Now, coming into this game, we've had a decent run of form recently. We've beaten West Ham and Newcastle both at Anfield, and we've also progressed in the Champions League into the quarterfinals after we eliminated Porto over the two legs, winning the first match 5-0 in Portugal, and then a bit of a boring game at Anfield, anti-climax as I like to call it, because what do you expect? I mean, you're 5-0 up from the first leg. Even if you did play your best players, they still would have been in that frame of mind, because having finished the job in Portugal, there's no point really in trying to play good football in the second leg. There's no point to it. We've already done the job, and they just go out and play like a training game, and get through the tie. And that's exactly what happens. We ended up drawing the game. We had chances. We had chances during the game. Mane and I think Ings towards the end he had a header from Salah's cross, which if he had put into the corner, into either corner of the goal, he would have scored. He would have got the goal, and it would have been very good for him. I'd be so happy for him, so chuffed for him, because it's been so long. The man he's not even been on the pitch, let alone scoring goals because of the injuries, and yeah, it really would have really boosted his confidence and put him on another level. Again, confidence wise, and it wasn't to be. It wasn't to be. But we got through the tie. We got through the tie. We're into the quarterfinals now of the Champions League. A massive achievement. I mean, if you'd told me at the beginning of the season we would have been in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, I wouldn't have believed it, because I didn't feel that we've got a good enough squad, strong enough squad to go that far in the competition. And yeah, it's a very good achievement, But now we're going to start meeting the big teams, the big boys of European football. And another good result yesterday for Tottenham when they lost to Juventus. that really made me happy, because the way they somehow got that equaliser at Anfield in the 94th minute, that shambles of a penalty decision that was given to them, and they managed to get a point from the game when they didn't deserve it, in my opinion. And yeah, that was payback time. That was revenge. Well, Juventus getting our revenge in a way, and to see them get knocked out at Wembley, and then to see them just lying on the pitch in agony, in utter disbelief, and because they thought that they got 2 goals away in Italy, they thought they were going to get through, didn't they? They thought they were going to win the tie. And they took the lead as well in the first half through Son, and then all of a sudden, within 3 or 4 minutes of the second half, midway through the second half, they concede 2 goals like an amateur team, and they exited the competition. And well, we could get Juventus now in the quarterfinals. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be scared of Juventus. I mean, it's not the Juventus of old. They've got good players. They've got a decent team, but some of the forward players in their midfield is not really. It's not really playing good football. It's not playing fast football anyway. And I think with the pace we've got, the finishing ability, we can take them on and beat them. Even the likes of Barca or Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, they'll all be scared of Liverpool. They'll all be frightened to face us in the quarterfinal, because we are a very good team. We're a very clinical team, a very pacey team, and no one in their right mind wants to play this kind of team in the competition, and they'll be frightened. I'd prefer if the first leg was away from home. I don't want it to be at Anfield. I want it to be similar to the Porto game, where we go away, we do a job in whichever country we have to go to against the team, and then we bring them back to Anfield and just dispatch them, finish them off, And we're into the semi-finals. So we wait and see now. Next week, I think the 16th of March is the draw for the Champions League quarterfinals. So we wait to see who we're going to get, And yeah, Man City went through. They lost 2-1 to Basel, and they're through as well, because they won the first leg 4-0. But you see, when teams rest their players, you see how much it affects them. Manchester City were beaten at home by Basel, a team like Basel. Can you believe that? And some people were saying that Liverpool took their foot off the gas against Porto, but we didn't need to do anything. We'd already finished the tie in the first leg. And when you go 5-0 up against a team, an opponent, there's no point in stretching yourself basically in trying to score more goals. All you can achieve is to go through to the next round. So what is the point in scoring any more goals? You just played 90 minutes, get it over and done with, and then we move on to the main game on Saturday, the Manchester United game at Old Trafford against the bus conductor, Jose Mourinho, the big bus conductor. And we need to go there now on Saturday and teach them a lesson. Teach them a lesson in how to play football, attacking football. Because against Crystal Palace, when I saw them on Monday, I mean, they were shambolic in defence. This Lindelof geezer, he's rubbish, Smalling, rubbish as well. I mean, surely Liverpool will be able to get goals against this team. It's all about, being brave, being courageous and attacking them. We shouldn't go there and try and defend. That's what I'm thinking with Klopp. Do not go there with the game plan that you want to defend. If we go out there and attack them, they will make mistakes and they will concede goals. Because, they've conceded goals against Palace, who are weak. They're down near the bottom. And they didn't even have Wilfried Zaha in their team. Arguably their most, creative player, their attacking threat that they have. And they still were able to score twice against United. So Liverpool don't have anything to fear with Manchester United. This is not a good Manchester United team. No matter what the pundits say, oh, they came back and it's a great result, and this is Manchester United in the Ferguson era and this and that. You're talking bollocks. Ferguson in the Ferguson era, United would attack and win from the first whistle. They didn't wait until the last 15 minutes of the game to come back. And well, they would go for the whole 90 minutes basically. They wouldn't stop attacking. And well, it was a completely different style of football. And now Mourinho he's more focused on boring the opposition to death, and then basically trying to get a goal from a free kick or a corner or a quick counter attack, and winning the game. And it took a magnificent goal from what's his name, Matic, to win the game for them. A world class goal that it was. I don't think he really meant it. I think he just took a chance. And to see it fly into the back of the net was like disappointing for me, because I'm thinking, 2-2, we stay above them for the game at Old Trafford. But they're 2 points ahead of us, but we still have the form. We still have the style of football to beat them. There's no two ways about it, And we just need to go out there on Saturday, early kickoff, 12:30 at Old Trafford, and hit them as hard as we can, fast, Play fast attacking football, and they won't be able to cope with it. I don't think they will. Their midfield is not going to be really, fast enough to cope with our players, the way we play. The attacking pace that we have. I don't think they can handle it, Manchester United. And Liverpool, we have to take our chances. We have to be clinical. That's the main thing. I saw Mane and few other players against Porto where they missed their chances. You need to score against United. That's my only concern. We score a lot of goals, but we also miss chances as well. So we have to make sure that we get the first goal. If we get the first goal, I have no doubts that we're going to win the game. 3 points at Old Trafford. I don't care if they're second in the league or whatever. Liverpool are playing much better football than United. They have been for the majority of the season. And now we're starting to see where Liverpool should be, in the top two of the league. Our form has picked up massively, since Christmas, since the new year. And we're right up there, Apart from the defeat to West Bromwich Albion in the Cup and the blip we had against Swansea, the league game where we lost 1-0. Apart from those two games, we've been playing outstandingly, And we've also been playing professionally, workmanlike, and getting over the line in certain games. I can remember, against Huddersfield and against Newcastle, and a few other teams. Well, we've played it calmly, collectively, and we've passed it around, and we've found a way to get through them and score the goals. And well, we'll have to wait and see how they come out, on the pitch. If they come out with the intent to attack us, then we have to attack them as well. But if they sit back and they try and hit us on the counter, we have to be careful. They do have talented players, Manchester United, but so do Liverpool. We have a lot of we have a lot of good players, even young players. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson on the flanks as the fullbacks. They can cause Manchester United massive problems if they can get forwards and get crosses into the area, or pull the ball back for the midfielders. Then we've got a very good chance of scoring goals, more than one goal, I'd say. We could score 2 or 3 against United at Old Trafford easily if we just believe in our ability and we go out there with the mindset, the mentality to win the game. Then we can do it, So we wait and see, Liverpool fans. We're very, very excited, very nervous as well. Before these games, you always become nervous, You're always thinking what's going to happen. So I don't want my weekend to be ruined, So please, Liverpool, please do the job. Defeat United and give us a good weekend again, as you have done for the majority of the season so far. And yeah, from there on, we await our draw for the Champions League on next Friday, on the 16th of March, and we see who we get. I don't care who we get now. The way we're playing, the confidence that we have, the quality that we have, we can blow any team away in Europe or in England. So we shouldn't be fearing any team in the Champions League. As some of the pundits and the media outlets are starting to become frightened now. They're starting to say, "Oh, Liverpool, they're coming. They're a very good team. They're capable of winning it." When before they were slating us, because we made a few mistakes defensively. We were still playing the same football, the same good football. We were making mistakes, and now we've eradicated the mistakes. We've taken it down to a minimum, a bare minimum, and we're looking much stronger, overall as a team. We're looking much more dynamic, much more able to cope with any threat that is, we're coming up against defensively. And yeah, even Henderson. I mean, he impressed me against Newcastle. The passes that he tried, the way he got the ball and he drove forwards. He had energy. He had enthusiasm. He wanted to push the team on to score goals. And Emre Can played well again. Whether he's staying or going, he wants to give Liverpool a good send-off. Even if he does leave Liverpool, he wants to leave Liverpool, winning something or achieving something in the league, and that's very good. That's very professional of him, really. When he could have just sulked basically and just sat there and done nothing. So this is the kind of footballer I like, And we never know. He might sign a new contract. He might end up staying at Liverpool. You never know. We have to wait until the end of the season now. Yeah, it's looking very good, Liverpool fans. We're doing very well. We're winning games. We're scoring goals. We're not conceding goals. That's the main thing. We're not conceding anymore. Hardly conceding. And yeah, we go to Old Trafford now, full of confidence, full of motivation. This is one of the biggest rivalries in world football. The Manx against Liverpool. This has been one of the major rivalries for 100 years, well over 100 years now, and I think it's bigger than the Everton game, the Merseyside derby. I really do, because these two teams have been successful. These two teams have won trophies. Everton have won trophies as well, but it's been a long time. They've been out of the limelight for a very long time, Everton, and they haven't even got close to winning anything recently. So. But Manchester United have always been, trying to catch up to Liverpool, always trying to take Liverpool as their, how do you say? They see Liverpool as their, what they want to aspire to. They want to copy Liverpool. They want to be like Liverpool. And yeah, in the Ferguson era, they won a lot of league championships, league titles. We've dropped down a bit, since the 90s, the beginning of the 90s, but we've still had good teams, over the years. It's just a shame that we haven't picked up more trophies. We've won trophies, we've won cups since the last league title we won in 1990. But we should have won at least a few more, league championships, 3 or 4 more championships in that time. But we haven't been able to. So, but now under Jurgen Klopp, he's building a very good team, a very good squad now with the players he's bringing into the club, the kind of football he wants us to play, we're looking like an exceptional team again, a team that everyone fears and everyone is frightened of meeting, whether it be in the English league or in European football. So that's also an achievement. That's also progression. But the next step now for Jurgen Klopp is to win something. And no matter what we say about him or previous managers, he has a responsibility, Klopp, to win something, because Liverpool managers are always judged on what they win. It's not about the football that you play. You can be playing the best football in the league, but if you don't win anything, 3 or 4 seasons in a row, then what is the point? There's no end product at the end of the day. As we haven't done anything since the 3 years he's come in now. We haven't won any trophies. We've got to 2 finals, but we bottled those 2 finals. We capitulated in the final, and we lost both of them to Manchester City in the League Cup final, and then Sevilla in the same season in the Europa League final, when we could have won both of those trophies. If we'd just been a bit more organised, a bit more calm in defence, and a bit more clinical going forwards, we would have won both those cups. But it doesn't matter, it's in the past now. We look to the future, and we've got a great chance now to win the Champions League. And if we can get past the quarter-final stage into the semi-finals, then I think that our name is on the cup now. I'm starting to get those feelings. The feelings that we had in 2005 when we were beating the big boys. The likes of Juventus, and then Chelsea, and then to top it off, the mighty AC Milan in the final. After we were 3-0 down. So if that team can do it, this team can achieve even more. Can go on and win it. In style, in quality, playing good football. And we wait to see. Now, the team that I would play on Saturday against Manchester United is the following. Karius in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold on the the right side, Van Dijk and Lovren in the centre-back positions. And then I'd bring Robertson back in for Moreno, because Moreno had a decent game against Porto, but he's still liable to get caught out of position. He still likes to go forwards without thinking about his defensive, responsibilities. And he's against good teams, he's going to be found out. So I wouldn't take that risk with Klopp. Put Robertson back in there, who's had a great season, in that left back position, and keep him there. In the midfield, I'd have Henderson, Emre Can, and most probably Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, because Milner is a good player, but against better opposition, he may not be able to live with them. He might not be able to be as fast as he needs to be to keep competing with them. So I think Oxlade-Chamberlain is the better option for the beginning of the game. And then if it doesn't pan out as we want it to do, the match, then he can always bring him on as a substitute in the second half. Klopp. And up front, of course, you've got the mighty three, the Fab Three: Mane, Salah, and Firmino. And as I said before, we should just go for this game, because if we draw, nothing changes. We're still 2 points behind Manchester United. If we win, we overtake them. So there's a massive incentive. Psychologically as well, if we beat them, psychologically they will start to feel that they can't compete with us anymore. They can't catch us with only 8 or 9 games to go in the season, and that will damage their confidence, damage their morale going into the final games of the season. And they still have to think about the Sevilla game in the Champions League. They haven't got through the tie yet. It's 0-0, so their mind is going to start switching to that game during the Liverpool game. And if they start to concede goals, if they concede a couple of goals, then they may end up forgetting about the match and just lying down and taking defeat, losing the game. So if we attack, we've finished our job in Europe. We're comfortable. All we have to think about now is the Man United game on Saturday. Focus, concentrate, and train well throughout the week, and go into the game with belief. With great confidence. And we can definitely do them this time. Even the game at Anfield, where we were not on great form, we dominated them. We didn't create too many chances because they played so negatively, but Possession-wise and going forward, we were much better than them again. As has been the story last season as well. We should have beaten them twice. We ended up getting 2 draws. This season again, we should have beaten them at Anfield. Ended up with a 0-0 draw again. So, yeah, I mean, for next season, I'm thinking some of the targets that we're being linked with, I don't really like, I mean, this Ryan Sessegnon, the youngster from Fulham. Now, he's a very good player, a talent, but Liverpool should be looking to buy established players now to push on and catch Manchester City in the title race, because we don't need to look behind us now. We only look in front of us, and we've only got one team in front of us at the moment, Manchester City. To catch them, we need to be buying quality players, proven quality players. So for me, Sessegnon is a no-go. I don't feel that we need him. He's too young anyway to come into the Premier League. He may be doing good stuff in the Championship, but there's a massive, a gap in quality between the Championship and Premier League. So because he's performing there, it doesn't mean that he's going to do anything in the Premier League. I don't think he will, because when he starts coming up against good players, quality players, and he won't be able to play as well as he is at the moment. And we need to make sure that we're aware of that, and make sure that we buy players, targets that are able to cope with Premier League games, and they're able to cope with big games in European football, because we'll be back in the Champions League again next season. Whether we win it or we don't this season, finishing second, we're there automatically again next season. So we need to start planning ahead now, for next season, and trying to get in players that are quality, that are proven in Europe, and can handle these kind of games and in the league. Thomas Lemar. They were talking about Thomas Lemar in some articles, that apparently we're very close to agreeing a contract with him. A deal with him to bring him to Liverpool in the summer. And players like him, I mean, I wouldn't say no to Thomas Lemar, a quality player, good young player, but a proven player in European football. And he plays for the French national team as well. So he knows how to play in these games. He can handle these games, big games. And with Keita coming in as well in central midfield, that will be a dynamic duo, to come into our team, to bolster our midfield even more for next season, to bolster the entire team. And yeah, that's about it, Liverpool fans. I mean, my hope now is just Saturday. We need to make sure that we win the next 2 games. Manchester United away, and then we've got Watford, I think, on the 17th at Anfield. Now, if we win these 2 games, I think there's a break after that, international football break, for, I think, 13 or 14 days, 2 weeks, whatever it is. And we'll be, favourites to finish the season second behind City. That's what our aim should be now, our main aim, and to progress in the Champions League, get as far as we can, and push the best teams in Europe. Show them that Liverpool Football Club are back. We're European royalty anyway, but we're back in it. We're back amongst the big teams, and we're challenging to win the trophy. We're challenging to get to the final, the semi-final. And that's what we need to show to the rest of Europe, so that the Liverpool brands, the Liverpool of old, can start to come back again, can start to be recognised by the whole of Europe. They're starting to see our improvement in the league, in the Premier League, but I want to also prove to the rest of Europe that we're a good team in Europe as well, that we can beat any team on our day, and even get to the final of the Champions League, as we did in 2005, and then go on to win the trophy. You never know, you never know with this Liverpool team. Hopefully, we're in a good run of form now. Hopefully, we can keep it up until the end of the season, and see where it takes us. On to bigger and better things next season. And next season now, I want to see Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool push for the Premier League title. There's no more excuses now. Players are coming into the club now, are going to start coming into the club. We've already got a decent team. With a couple of more additions, maybe a goalkeeper, another centre-back, and, players like Keita and Lemar, if they come into our midfield, and we're sorted. Maybe a goal scorer if we can get one. A decent young goal scorer, maybe Timo Werner from Leipzig, or I'm thinking of various other players. will be right up there. You know, even Julian Brandt or Christian Pulisic, Marco Reus, these kind of players. These are proven players in European football, and they've played in the big games with their respective clubs, and they will push Liverpool onto the next level. They will make us even more successful, even more of a bigger team, better team. So we wait and see what FSG do. You know, in the summer, I'm not holding my breath because I know what FSG's policies are like over the past 7 to 8 years. You know, we've seen how the kind of players that they want to bring into the club and the amount of money that they want to spend on players. So we shouldn't be too confident. But when Liverpool start doing things in the league and in the European Cup, they will know that they have to spend money now. The fans will demand success from them, and they will be under massive pressure to buy even more players, quality players, and bring them into the team for next season. So that's about it, Liverpool fans. We go to Old Trafford now, looking for that victory against the Manx, you know, who think that they're a better team than us, but they've never been better than us. They're only trying to catch up to Liverpool, and they know that is the truth, you know. And as I was saying to one deluded Manchester United fan on Twitter, who says, you know, you haven't won a Premier League title. Listen, mate, we'd won so many titles until 1990. You were only on I think 8 titles or 7 titles. So you were nowhere to be seen in by the time we came to 1990. You only started winning the league in the 90s, the 2000s, under Ferguson. And because, you know, it was a poor league, I think. I mean, there wasn't really many teams challenging Manchester United for that title. And they won it quite easily, you know, the titles. And they were helped out by the referees in matches. They got the penalty decisions, you know, they got the extra time decisions at the end of games. Fergie time, we like to call it. You know, the fans of other teams in the league, we call it Fergie time, because the Ferguson would always be on the sideline going like this, you know, looking at his clock, looking at his watch, and saying to the referee, you know, a couple of more minutes, you need to add on, put the referee under pressure, you know, and they would inevitably do that. So, and they would end up scoring, Manchester United, to rescue a game, you know, to draw a game or to win a game. And this is the way they won the titles, you know. And in Europe, they haven't done anything apart from the match they won in what was it, in Moscow against Chelsea. I think they won it on penalties. The European, when was it? 2010, 2011. So it's been a long time for them, you know. It's been even longer for us, 2005. But we were not expected to win it in 2005. We were not at the strength of AC Milan, and to see that comeback, you know, that pride, that passion, to come back in the game and to win it, to win the European Cup, was massive for Liverpool. A massive boost for the club, you know, for our history. And well, yeah, so we are a better team than Manchester United. In general, we are a better team than them. We are a more successful club than them. And you can look at all the stats in the world, but if you look at, you know, the games won, the amount of points picked up, Liverpool are always going to be, you know, number one. So I don't understand why they still think that they're better than us, United. And in Europe, you're still two European Cups away from Liverpool. So you should be focusing and trying to do something in Europe to try and get up to the level of Liverpool or Barcelona or Real Madrid, instead of, you know, talking rubbish and making yourselves look like idiots on the internet, Manchester United fans. And we're coming there to take over your ground on Saturday. Don't you worry about that. We're coming to Old Trafford to beat you and put you out of push you down the league, basically pull you down the league. And that's it. You know, that's the end of the video, Liverpool fans. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Make your comments in the comment section below. And we go into this game full of confidence, and we go there to win on Saturday. None of this. We're not interested in the point. We want to win this game, and I'm sure that Jurgen Klopp will set his team up to go there and to take the 3 points to win the game. And Mourinho's tactic is obvious. Of course, he's going to defend to save his life, because he's so frightened of Liverpool and what they will do to him if they catch his team, you know, unawares. He knows what's going to happen. He knows the end result from today, you know. So he'll be frightened about that match. And he's also got to think about this Sevilla game in the Champions League. So he's under pressure now, these couple of games, Mourinho. He knows that this could be the make or break of his season, and he could end up losing everything this season, you know. So that's it, Liverpool fans. On to Old Trafford. We want to win the game, take the 3 points, and keep moving up the league, keep applying the pressure on Man City. Whether we catch them or not, we can't catch them. I don't feel we're too far behind. But you know, it is what it is, and it has been since the beginning of the season. They're too good for everyone this season, despite the fact that we're the only team that's beaten them in the league. They're still the best team in the league by far, you know. So we can't say anything about that. We concentrate on our own targets, on our own ambitions to finish the league in second position and to hopefully get all the way to the final of the Champions League. And why not? We can definitely achieve it, you know. Why not? And that's it, Liverpool fans. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll talk to you after the Manchester United game, and hopefully a victory. Hopefully 3 points in the home of the Manx, and we can start watching their fans crying, you know, leaving the stadium and complaining about Mourinho's rubbish football and his outdated tactics and this and that. So come on, the mighty Reds, get the 3 points. And let's banish these Manchester United team. Let's banish them, basically. Let's finish them off. And see you later, Liverpool fans. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later on. See you later on.